It is 29 degrees outside. Going to hit 18 tonight. Fire Dragon is still not running. I never went and got me a compressor. There's the tank to the compressor that flew apart. I got this old compressor here. It's probably older than me and it's still running. That's just how they used to build stuff. This, if you've seen my Fire Dragon videos, my holding tank for my oil now used to be the air tank that this was mounted to. The tank, it got rusty. I welded up some holes and I was a little scared to keep using it as a air tank. So I took a compressor off and now using it as a holding tank. Well, I'm going to attempt to mount this on this. What I want to do first though is get this welding table right over there. I got everything off of that one. Let me swap places with them and then we'll get to working on this here compressor. Got my table swapped. That little fellow there is not light. No, sure ain't. He was doing some squalling too coming across the floor. What I want to do now, I want to quickly mount my bench grinder and my vise if I can find it. I just took it off of that table over there. I can't find it. I have no clue what I did with it. Anyway, when I find it, we'll mount it over in that corner. And my chop saw, I'm not going to mount it, but it is going to face that way. You know, I used to have it facing that way. Well, the sparks would hit my vehicle, and if I got a gas leak, it's liable to set it on fire. So we're going to aim it that way or even that way. It don't matter as long as it's not aimed toward the car. Anyway, as soon as I find my vise and get these things mounted, I'll go to work on this, and then we can get back on the car. I really don't know what I did with the vise. Have a longer bolt than that. Now, how am I going to mark that? Let me show you how. I got a pinch of grinding dust. We'll drop it straight down this hole. Now let's see what that did. There's a stink bug. Get him out of here. I'm going to punch right in the middle of that. Hopefully that's right. Taking bets that they don't line up. Let's see if this will fit. Oh, look at there. Perfectamundo. Oh, yeah. All right, now I've got to find my vise. I really don't know what to do with it. I found it. I found it. It was sitting right next to this one. I guess that's why I couldn't see it. I'm telling you. I'm losing my mind. Let me see if I can get this thing mounted. All right, the vise is mounted. Well, I'm very happy to get this done. This is mucho bigger than that little fella over there, and it's a lot flatter too. All I have to do is sweep it off when I get done. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna build us a shelf underneath. That'll be very handy. Well, see, I got grinding wheels and all kind of stuff over there. We'll put it under there. Yep. Anyway, let's get busy on this compressor. I need to get this done. Here's what I'm gonna do. I got some square tube and I'm gonna cut 4 pieces, 4 inches long. I'm gonna weld them at each corner. Then I got some flat plate over there. I'm gonna weld it to it. And then this will be bolted to that plate. Let's get busy cutting some metal. It's not good. This little fella is not light. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. All right, I think that's where I want it. Now we got to drill a couple of holes. I got to make sure I can get to it with my drill bit before I punch them. Right about there. Approximately right in there. Yep, that'd be all right there. Yeah, uh-huh. Got her mounted. Now I got to have some fittings. I got two outlets right here, two bungs. One of them's going to be from a pressure switch. This is how violently that thing was shaking. It shook the screws out of the back of that pressure switch. Anyway, I got to have some elbows come out here and then go up from a pressure switch. Then this is going to be my outlet for the hose. And then around here, this is my cheer. That's the inlet coming from the compressor into the tank. I got to have some fittings and metal line and all that. I'm gonna look through my bucket of fittings, see what I can find, but I'm most likely gonna have to run to Lowe's and get some fittings. So I'll be back in a little bit. Well, I just got back from town. I got lots of fittings there. I started bending my copper line. This is the pressure out. It's going to come around to a check valve, a cheer, and it's going to go down to this fitting into the tank. This copper, I didn't pay attention to it until I got home. It's kind of thin. I think it'll be all right for this. I don't run maybe 60 or 70 PSIs on this tank. It'll probably be all right. After I get this run though, I decided to use the regulatory device that was on this tank originally. It's going to be on the other side. Plus we got to mount our pressure switch. I got to make a little bracket over there to do all that, but let me get this line run first and then we'll worry about that over there. I think what I'll do right now, I got to have a short piece from here to the check valve wherever it went. There it is. I found it. So let me get that made first and get this in place. Alright. Then put this one right here. That one right there. We'll go ahead and tighten this one down. Alright. Now let me tighten this rail fitting real quick like. Now, make sure this is going the right way. Put it right here. The threads don't act like they match. This is interesting. This is odd. I think one thing is something else all the time. It's just, I don't understand it. Upon further investigation, this is the copper line that used to be up here on the original, and this was here. This went into the tank. The threads on this are different from a standard nut, compression nut. You have to go maybe a turn and just stops. Well, looking at this pipe, the nut that used to screw on here, it's different. It's made different. I've never seen that. I thought all compression fittings were pretty much the same. So I got to have this nut here, and I got to have another one just like it over here, or we can't finish this project. Because you got to have a check valve for compressor. Let me see what I can figure out. MLS shall not prevail today, or at least on this. Thanks to my bucket of fittings, I found a nut that's screwed on to the check valve. There it is right there. Let me cut that copper and get that nut off there. We shall proceed to continue. I've never run into this before. I thought all compression nut threads were the same size. I don't know. I will be studying that and figure out what it is. That's a new Pro check valve. I'll look that up after a while, see what's going on with that. Now let me see about getting this here baton. By Georgia, I think that'll do it right here. Let me tightening this one up first. I already got this line done. I need to go around the other side and make my bracket and all that. I gotta clean this table up first. Here's what I gotta do on this side. Gonna be a pop-off valve there. Then I'm using a 1/4" plastic air line coming out of here to my regulator. It's gonna be mounted right here. I'm gonna have me just a piece come out here and screw it to it. And then the pressure switch, I'm probably just gonna, I don't know, bolt it right there maybe, and run plastic airline to the end of it, plastic airline right here, and it'll be done. Let me cut me a little plate right here and get this regulator mounted. Whilst I wait on this to cool off, let's go ahead and put this fitting in right here. This is the blow-off valve, pop-off valve, relief valve, whatever you want to call it. Alright, now let me do this one right here. Now, that's cool enough. I'm just going to do me some self-tappers here and here. Let me go get them. Alright, that's got that. Now I need to take it back off because I forgot to put this fitting on. I bought an elbow. Let's put an elbow on there. I gotta put this in the vise. Ooh. Ay, 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 ay. I gotta find a 1/4" plug for that one. My bucket of fittings came through again. I found this plug. This is where the pop-off valve used to be on the old setup. Why I'm having to put a plug here. Ay, ay, ay. Ooh. Now these want to go in a bushing, and then in that elbow I just put on. Now I can put this back on. Now what I'm doing here is this T. Come from here to the T. One is going to go here, one's going to go to the pressure switch. Where's my tubing at? Then I'm just going to go from here to here. Right there. Well, it's too short. There's a dead lane fly. Get on out of here now. That's a little bit better. All right, now I got to mount this. Let me see if I can find a bolt that'll fit in there. I already got a hole here, so that's where we're going to put this. Now, let me run this line right here real quick. From hither to yon. The reason I'm using this plastic line, quick and easy. Now, I got to wire it up and I think we'll be done. Well, I think I'm finally done with this contraption right here. Got my wiring done. This is definitely OSHA approved by the code book and most importantly, backyard butchery certified. Oh yeah, got my strain relief right there with a wire tie. Let's plug it in, see what it does. Stand back, fire in the hole. Ta-da! I'll let it run, fill it tank up. I don't remember what I got this regulator set at. I think it's around 70 pounds, but we'll see in a little bit. We got us a leak, yep. Let me let the air out. See if I can fix this. I got that repaired. You remember, these were the nuts with the funny threads. I found that one on a T in my bucket of fittings. Well, that same T, I got that one off the other side. It should work. I'll let it pump up and cut off. And I'll check it for leaks everywhere. And then it'll be time to go put it in the Fiery Dragon and test it out. Got that leak back there fixed. I checked it with soap. My plug here was leaking. Tightened it up, it wouldn't quit, so I took it back out and put about 64 rounds of Teflon tape on it. It quit leaking. But our pressure is dropping. It's been, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes maybe. And it's stopping at 90. We done dropped 5 psi. Most likely what it is, since I don't see any bubbles. Check valve probably ain't holding, it's just coming back through the compressor. If this thing works like I want it to, I'll get another check valve, maybe. Here's the thing though. This compressor used to be on about a 30-gallon tank. And this is what I ran the Fiery Dragon with for years in the garage. It kept up. It ran quite a bit, but it kept up. I'm just wondering though, being on a smaller 5-gallon tank, is it going to be able to keep up? Does the tank size matter as far as that? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer. I am a backyard butcher though. The only way I learn is by doing. Let's go put this on the Fiery Dragon and see what it does. Well, there's our little air compressor inside of the Fiery Dragon. Let me push this button, see if she'll fire up, or is she gonna make me have to work on it a little bit. Come on, there she goes. Oh yeah. I'm gonna let it run for a little while. I'll be back and let y'all know how that little feller does. It's been running about 30 minutes. We got 152-degree water temperatures. I've timed it a couple of times. It runs approximately 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and it's off approximately 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I do believe we have accomplished our goal. It's going to work just fine and dandily. Very glad to get that done and have the fire dragon back up and going. It's cold out there. I had a retention of that taking maybe 2 to 4 hours. I think this is hour 9. Yeah, took me that long. Glad to get it done though. I was hoping, we'd have a little time to work on the 40 tonight. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. Some of y'all might be wondering though, why didn't you just go buy a compressor? It'd have been a whole lot quicker and easier. Well, I could have. And it'd have been a pile of junk like what I had, what I just threw away. Didn't want that. That compressor right there, it's probably as old as me, if not older. Been running a long, long time. That's why I did what I did. I can't afford to go buy a good belt-driven old compressor. So, did the next best thing. I used what I had. Oh, yeah. I'm tired. My knee's hurting. I'm hungry. I'm going in the house. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you in the next one.